Introducing Snoop's Munchie Meal, available for a limited time only at Jack in the Box. We want some of what David Peralta and company are happening ahead of the series opener against the Houston Astros here at Dodger Stadium. Yeah, more of that, DP. Let's show you the National League West standings. The Dodgers chasing the D-backs and Giants, who are playing a series this weekend. LA 4 back in the division lead. How about in the American League West for the Houston Astros? Have leapfrogged the Angels for second in the division, a full 6 games behind the Texas Rangers. Emmett Sheehan and the Dodgers trotting out to the field ahead of the top of the first. And Sheehan prepares for his second start in the major leagues, second start above Double-A.
Nice to be at home here in front of the Dodger faithful, and he's probably got some butterflies. The butterflies don't disappear in the young man as you come up from Double-A to the big leagues till a few starts into your career.
Here's the starting lineup for Dusty Baker and the Houston Astros. Jose Altuve, the veteran second baseman, leading off. Mauricio Dubon, who's found a home in Houston, has been a pivotal player this season. He's batting second in front of Kyle Tucker, the emerging right fielder. Alex Bregman, the third baseman, cleaning up. Yainer Diaz, the DH, as Jose Abreu gets another day off. The prize offseason signing from the White Sox, not in the lineup. Corey Julks batting sixth, playing left field. Jeremy Pena, rookie sensation from 2022 at short, batting seventh. Chas McCormick in center, and Martin Maldonado behind the plate.
Butterflies on the mound might bring to more velocity. The velocity has been up in the high 90s for Emmett. He's throwing the ball, averaging around 96 miles an hour. A very good differential of about 12 to 15 miles an hour at time with his changeup. And the breaking ball is his third best pitch as of right now. But we have a very small sample size with 6 no-hit innings. This young man has got a tremendous amount of potential.
Time now for the AT&T Fiber fast pitch, highlighting the 23-year-old New York native Emmett Sheehan in his big league debut. A lot of offer. Everybody was until he left the game. We don't need to talk about what happened after that. We need to bring up old stuff.
Well, it's interesting that we classify his two-seam fastball as a sinker, but really he uses it at the top of the strike zone.
The Dodger Stadium crowd letting everybody know who's leading off the game for the Houston Astros in Jose Altuve. The grounds the first pitch foul toward the Dodger dugout. This actually is not the first time that Emmett Sheehan has faced Altuve. If you go back to the 17th of May, with Sheehan dealing for Tulsa, Altuve was on a rehab assignment with Corpus Christi. Altuve went 0 against Emmett and struck out once.
Altuve was out the beginning of the year, an injury he had from the WBC, so they had been without him, but he's averages down for him, but the contributions have still been up.
Waves at strike 2. Here's what happened in the World Baseball Classic. Altuve for Team Venezuela. Daniel Bard had lost control and hit him with a 96-mile-per-hour fastball on the hand, broke his hand, so that's why Altuve did not appear in a major league game until the 19th of May. So they're missing a month and a half trying to return to being a spark plug for Dusty Baker atop the order. Sheehan's 1-2 to Altuve. Popped up. Will Smith has a read on it.
One of the largest cheers you're going to hear for a first out in a game.
First baseman number 14,
now Mauricio Dubon, a versatile 28-year-old who was acquired by the Astros from the Giants last season. He's had some down years, but 2023 has been anything but down. I mean, thrust into a bigger role with the injury to Altuve, and he's done more than hold his own, Oral.
This is the kind of guy you can build around. He's really shown that these more at-bats have not exposed him, but exposed him in a good way.
Versatile player. Second, short, third, outfield, and starting at first tonight. Taps another one, foul. Count remains 0-2.
When you have a guy who can move around the infield, move around the outfield, can play all the positions, is a great athlete, it's just such a great asset for Dusty Baker and the Astros for when they do have those periodic injuries, and sometimes when somebody goes down for a long time.
0-2 misses down and away. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Speaking of assets, how about not just Emmett Sheehan, but really the entire staff in AA. Andrew Friedman said earlier this year, this is the most amazing pitching staff he's ever seen. As Dubon grounds out to short, Freddie stretches at first to make the second out official.
Dodger fans over the years, since Andrew has taken over, have heard about the depth in the organization, and it's proven out that the depth doesn't always come from the free agent market or the trade market, but it comes from the organization through the minor leagues. And the minor league portion of the organization has really done an outstanding job bringing up everyday players, bringing up pitchers. You look behind the plate and Will Smith, that is a great guy that has produced.
Kyle Tucker, 26-year-old right fielder, swings through a strike, was an all-star last year. .98 miles per hour from Sheehan, inside to the former 5th overall pick. Longtime top prospect, finally started to put it together in recent seasons. The 1-1 in the air, left field. That's a 1-2-3 top of the first for Emmett Sheehan. He'll turn it over to Mookie Betts and company, who leads off when we come back. The first, highlighting Mookie Betts and all the damage he has done against the Astros in 37 games, or 23 extra base hits.
Right field, number 50.
And he starts this order for LA in the opener. Freddie Freeman batting second at first. Will Smith behind the plate batting third. JD Martinez back into the cleanup spot. David Peralta batting fifth and left. Miguel Vargas, James Outman, Miguel Rojas, and Michael Busch, the rest of tonight's starters. First pitch from J.P. France misses for ball 1. Another rookie on the bump in this series. 5 of the 6 scheduled starters this weekend are all first-year players.
It's a youth movement with most of them, but J.P. France, 28 years old, kind of an older rookie. Actually, this Arsenal was going to quit baseball a few years ago until his girlfriend, now wife, convinced him not to give it up, and here he is in the big leagues.
And Mookie Betts with a drive to left. That's the way you start a ball game in a series. Another leadoff bomb for Betts and a 1-0 LA lead.
Last 3 games, Mookie has gone 1 for 13. But when he does get hits, sometimes they are extra base hits, and they have been against the Astros. He's very comfortable looking across the field and seeing that uniform.
Now, Freddie goes after the first pitch. It's going to tail into the seats for a high long strike.
Mookie picked on a very high and hard pitch to righties. France will throw mostly fastball, cutter, slider. To lefties, he'll go a little softer, more change-ups and curveballs.
And Mookie now 43 leadoff home runs for Mookie. Freddie Freeman, 1,998 career hits, 2 away from 2K. Two balls and a strike on Freddie. Make it 3-1.
Mookie trying to start this engine of an offense that they've won their last 2 games 2-0 against the Angels, sweeping that series, but it hasn't been done the particular way that they've won most of their games this year, with a lot of runs.
Tried to jump on the 3-1 pitch. Instead, the count goes full. 6-game hitting streak for Freddie. No multi-hit games in that span. Just 2 extra base hits, but a hit streak nonetheless. Will it continue on this 3-2? No, as France elevates for strike 3.
Catcher, number 16, Will.
Fastball up and in, and you rarely see Freddie offer at this pitch. Usually a little bit more discipline with the strike zone, but this one beats him.
Ball 1 to Will Smith. And the Astros, just like the Dodgers, you know, fans on both sides of this matchup can empathize in that they have watched their teams endure injuries to the pitching staff as Smith gives one a ride to right center. At the track is McCormick, and he reaches up to haul it in.
This ball hung up there for a long time, so the route was very relaxed, understanding where the wall is, the warning track. It wasn't an exceptional catch, but it definitely was a nice, solid big league route.
So 2 away with J.D. Martinez digging in. Hits in each of the last 5 games for J.D. Getting back to the pitching injuries, the Astros felt good about their rotation depth. That's why they let Justin Verlander walk in free agency. But then Lance McCullers Jr. was not able to recover. Flexor tendon surgery for him. Luis Garcia, Tommy John, both of them are done for the year. And Jose Urquidy still some weeks away from coming back to the big league team. Francis 1-1. Laced to left by Martinez. A 2-out knock for J.D.
Francis found some success with the high fastball to Freddie Freeman. He almost lost one with Will Smith. And J.D. Martinez picks on a high hanging breaking ball. Dodgers doing a good job seeing the ball above their waist and putting the barrel on it right there.
He's aboard for the scorching hot David Peralta. Who's loved his new home here at Dodger Stadium.
He really has. You know, as a Diamondback, you look across the field sometimes and go, wow, it would be great to play for them and play in that stadium in front of that crowd. Well, he's enjoying every moment of it.
Ground ball to second. That does it for the first inning, but Mookie Betts with his 7th leadoff home run of the year spots the Dodgers an early 1-run lead. From the top of the second, after Mookie Betts hit a leadoff home run. You know, if Emmett and company can strike out 10 Astros tonight, tomorrow everyone gets a free jumbo jack. A Jack in the Box in the LA area. Buy a large beverage. It's all yours. Some percussion in Dodger Stadium as Alex Bregman watches the count go to 1-1. One of 2 position players remaining from the 2017 roster of the Houston Astros. 3 overall, the 3rd being Lance McCullers, who is out with an injury. Now, Dave Roberts was asked about this series and the history between the Dodgers and Astros before the game today, as everyone expected he would be. And he said, look, there's only a few players still around. This is Dave Roberts talking. He said he personally has moved on. It doesn't do us any good to talk about it. It won't change what happened in 2017. As Bregman walks to start the second.
There's rug burns, and then there's cuts, and then those cuts get scabs, and then you have like almost like a surgery. And I think the commissioner kind of opened that rehab back up for Dodger fans.
For those who may have missed that part of the story this week, Rob Manfred, commissioner of Major League Baseball, in an interview with Time Magazine, as Diaz fouls back strike 1, talked about his handling of the situation, if he regretted anything, and in so many words said that he regrets giving immunity to the Astros right out the gate.
It sounded like if he could have a mulligan that he might have had a lot stronger penalty and might have been able to find out what was going on without giving them immunity. There would have been enough people that would have told the truth and come clean.
And to that end, Dave Roberts said that he appreciated the fact that Rob Manfred wishes he did things differently. And when you're in leadership positions, the foul ball, when you're in leadership positions, you have to make a lot of decisions, and not all of them are going to be the right ones. That was the quote from Doc pregame today. And look, I think it's important for us to know, no one person, one broadcaster, one player, one manager can be the arbiter of every fan's feelings. Ground ball to third. Bush to Vargas for one. The turn to Freeman. That's two.
One thing that Emmett Sheehan has done very well since he's thrown 7 2/3 innings at the big league level is get weak contact, and the outs tonight so far are that: ground balls, fly balls, pop-ups. Yes, there was a walk and there were a few in his last outing, but when the ball is put in play, it is put in play so that the defense can record outs.
Wipes Bregman off the base pass, puts 2 out on the board. Here's the left fielder, Corey Julks. 27-year-old Texan. 1-1. His rookie season, and the way Astros fans are talking about him, similar to the way that Dodgers fans have been talking about James Outman this year, and just how big a role he has played. I mean, the Astros are 33-16 when Julks is in the starting lineup, compared to 8-18 when he's not. Flash some power.
He looks like a hitter to me that can get on some hot streaks. There's not a lot of moving parts, solid frame, pretty short to the baseball. Guys that are a little lankier, maybe a little bit longer, a lot more moving parts in their swing, they can get the streaky hitters a little bit more hot or cold. Looks like he could be consistent.
Three balls, 2 strikes. That's a high fly ball to center. Outman a few steps in front of the warning track. That's out number 3. 6 up, 6 down, thanks to the double play in the second for Sheehan. On the go on the Spectrum Sportsnet app. Sportsnet LA is available 24/7 to authenticated subscribers, so download the Spectrum Sportsnet app today. Dodgers 1, Astros nothing. Miguel Vargas beginning the bottom of the second inning. Hoping that 9th inning home run on Wednesday night in the Freeway Series can propel him through the end of this first half.
Snapped an 0 for 24 for him.
Pops out to Dubon. Another rookie trying to find the hot bat again, as he had for the first month of the season, is James Outman. His average now at .230 on the season, 747 OPS. Got a piece of strike one into the glove of Maldonado.
In the midst of just adjusting back to the league, they think they've kind of found some holes a little bit, maybe breaking balls down and in, the fastball when it's elevated. And James is working through adjusting back, and you'll do that throughout your whole career.
That's a base hit into right field. The lid comes off as he heads back to first base. I think it was intentional. He just wanted to show that off.
Well, the base hit feels good. An up-breaking ball. This is one where they're trying to go down and in and get it lower, but when they leave it up, James can rip it, takes it right down the line. Thought about 2, but not thinking about a haircut.
Oh, don't you dare,
really
James.
Good right there. Hopefully it's more like Samson strong.
1-on-1 out, Miguel Rojas. Oh, look out. Right up the middle. Back-to-back base hits for the Dodgers.
Well, an offense that has been silent lately starting to come to life with the long ball with Mookie, and now these 2 line drives that set the table. Another breaking ball. This one not as elevated. A good solid breaking ball for a strike, but Miguel Rojas makes him pay.
Now at the bottom of the order, Michael Busch. And that's a pitch clock violation.
Start with a 1-0 count.
Friends couldn't beat the buzzer, so Busch ahead in the count. And when EK and I were in Anaheim on Wednesday, the thought was that might have been the last game for Michael Busch in the big leagues for a minute, but Max Muncy's still not ready to return. Dave Roberts said today that Muncy is day-to-day. There's still some tightness there when he ramps up to full speed. Holding out hope for Sunday for Max, who will not be activated tomorrow either.
Game on Fox tomorrow and on Sunday on ESPN.
2-0 to Busch. Three balls and a strike. It's the 13th major league game for Michael Busch. As the graphic just illustrated a moment ago, already 3 for 9 with runners in scoring position. There's a chance here with 1 out in the second. Dodgers trying to add to this early lead.
93, but a really good placement for that velocity and that spin rate that is like an optical illusion to a lot of hitters. The ball just does not come down the way their eye and their experience tells them it should.
After a couple of shakes, France ready for this payoff to Busch. Good eye from Michael. Ball 4, bases loaded. In case you sat down a little late in this one, you missed this. Well, the latest example of this, Mookie Betts beginning a game with a home run. He's done it 7 times now in 2023, 43 times in his career.
It's a nightmare for starting pitchers to leave the bullpen to throw your first pitches to a hitter like this. This is something you don't get much sleep sometimes the night before you pitch.
The Dodgers single season leaderboard since 1974. Only Jock in front of Mookie Betts.
Not for long, I would say.
That ball's in the air, not as deep, but deep enough as McCormick catches it. Outman tags and scores. Everybody tags and moves up. A 2-0 lead.
You love the sacrifice fly, and you know it was really deep when every runner moves up.
And now Busch on second, Rojas on third.
Astros look like they're going to play the infield back with Freddie up there. They don't want to raise his average at all with runners in scoring position.
Freddie facing Houston for the first time since the 2021 World Series. And 7 for 22 in an Atlanta uniform against the Astros. 5 ribbies. Swinging strike. Count level 1-1. His last hit in a Braves uniform, in fact, was a solo home run in the 7th inning of Game 6 as Atlanta became world champs. Now Freddie trying to help the Dodgers get back there. A 1-1. This is upstairs.
Freddie just trying to drive in 1. 2 would be unbelievable, and 3 would be fantastic. But just get 1 more in there, get that 3rd run early. Let Sheehan relax a little bit more on this Dodger Stadium mound. Didn't have to be, and Freddie's protest is taking his bat with 2 hands over his head and doing some stretching.
Jose Navas calling balls and strikes. Manny Gonzalez, the crew chief at first, Quinn Walcott second, Junior Valentine at third. So France gets a 2nd strike call. I think that's a makeup. That was a makeup.
Huge makeup. Huge makeup.
When you see a hitter of Freddie's caliber react the way he did after strike 2, I mean, that's.
And you trust hitters like that when they tell you no, that was a ball.
3-2 in the air to left. Jolks settles underneath it. Mookie has driven in both Dodger runs in 2 innings.
Check out the largest selection of authentic caps, t-shirts, collectibles, and more. Gear up with your Dodgers at MLBshop.com.
Is that FaceTime with Nana happening? Nice. Those fans are suited up as we begin the 3rd inning. Emmett Sheehan facing 7, 8, and 9 in the Houston order, beginning with Jeremy Pena. Was the MVP in both the ALCS and World Series last year. A 25-year-old from the Dominican Republic. Takes strike 2. Also became the first rookie shortstop to win a Gold Glove in his first year taking over the position for Carlos Correa. And Sheehan misses outside.
He's got some flair to his game. He's got a lot of confidence. He kind of shows it in his swagger. Fun baseball player to watch.
It's 2-2. Blew by him. First strikeout of the night for Emmett Sheehan.
Emmett Sheehan doesn't have a lot of swing and miss in his game yet, but he will get there. There's so much life on the fastball from the waist up. He can get the swing and miss, and he gets one here. This just flat out beats him.
Chas McCormick. Ball 1 waves out of the zone. For Sheehan, we have seen the swing and miss in Tulsa. It's 53 1/3 innings of work there, 88 punch outs. This is his 2nd start in the show. 6 no-hit innings in your major league debut against your team's arch rival. That'll do. Trying to get back into the count here. He does with a strike.
A lot of basics that he has pitched around so far as like strike percentage, first pitch strike, contact rate, hard hit percentage, though very, very good. With some of the basic components of how you would evaluate and what you would try to do as a pitcher. His stats are a little lower than league average in those categories.
Ground ball to short. Rojas to his left. There! The throw does not beat McCormick, the initial call. We'll see if the Dodgers call for some headsets. There's a little hesitation up the middle.
Miguel actually retreated on this ball a little bit, and I think when he looks at it, he's going to go, I should have cut that off and had a different angle, and my approach to that baseball to get a little momentum, have the ball get to his leather a little bit quicker and his momentum towards first base. That is an odd, very first hit to give up in the big leagues.
First hit that Emmett Sheehan has allowed since his call-up is that infield single. He bounces back with a strike to Martin Maldonado.
Emmett had a lot of great facial expressions in his first game with the great defense that he got from Freddie Freeman and from Mookie Betts. And that one right there, you assume is going to be an out, but just wasn't. And Miguel Vargas will, Miguel Rojas will own that. It is not something that he will be pleased with himself about.
Sheehan was 2 outs from a no-hitter of sorts. Runner going. Maldonado going to left field. Peralta has it. McCormick has to retreat. Yeah. Combine the 6 innings against the Giants. First 2 1/3. Close to 9 no-hit innings. Well, I guess the top of the order is coming up for Houston, based on what we're hearing.
The farther we are from 2017 and the fewer players that are part of the everyday lineup, the chorus of boos will diminish. It's still there for Altuve and Bregman.
Ground ball left side. Bush goes to second. Still 2-0 Dodgers as we go to the bottom of the 3rd. Game in Seattle has moved on to phase 2 as the league announced those who are moving on, including the Dodgers' own Will Smith, one of the finalists at the catching position in the National League alongside Sean Murphy of Atlanta. A reminder, voting does reset. So all the times, all the days you spent voting 5 times, maxing out for Will and your favorite Dodger, you got to do it again if you want to make sure Will has a spot in Seattle.
It is just so surprising that he's never been an all-star, and he has been well deserving in the past. And Dodger fans need to help him get this start this year.
See if he can help his cause here in the bottom of the 3rd ahead of JP France 2-0. The Dodgers ahead of the Astros 2-0. Smith goes the other way. Tucker, good defensive outfielder, had room to make the play. Kirsten Watson has more because Will Smith wasn't alone in moving on to phase 2.
He sure isn't, Stephen. He is joined by JD Martinez, who actually led the vote for DH. Is also joined by Freddie Freeman and Mookie Betts. So, as you mentioned, it's time to reset those votes. Keep adding, going online, getting your votes in because we want to get these guys in as starters. They all want to be a part of this game. They're all excited. And actually, Mookie Betts said that if he gets voted in, you know what he's going to do? He's going to take part in the home run derby. So you're not going to want to miss that in Seattle. So make sure you guys go online, get in your votes for these 4 guys.
100% Kirsten. MLB.com/vote is where you can get after it. 1 ball, 1 strike on JD Martinez, who singled his first time up. And Mookie, should he officially be in the home run derby, would be going up against a hometown favorite, Julio Rodriguez, announcing his intentions to participate again. He put on a show, the J-Rod show here at Dodger Stadium last summer before falling to Juan Soto in the final. But you know, Mookie joked on his own podcast earlier this year. Yeah, he does have one. I guess the question in 2023 is who doesn't have a podcast, but Mookie does. And he said he doesn't know where all this slug has come from, but maybe his profile as a hitter is changing a bit.
Well, he definitely in the offseason studied the swing and studied the body, and all they could come up with all the studying was the swing is fantastic. You know, one thing you can do is gain a little weight, gain a little muscle, and so he did that. It is proving that the slug is working.
France retires Martinez on strikes, 2nd K of the game for France. Now a quick word from Morongo.
Rock out with 38 Special live July 29th. Get tickets now.
Welcome David Peralta back to the plate. Grounded out to second in the first inning. Kirsten with a clarification on All-Star voting. What do you got?
So the voting for second phase, it begins on June 26th and it ends on June 29th. So you want to make sure within that time frame you're getting in those votes, because those are the ones that are going to help get the guys in as starters in the All-Star game.
26th through the 29th. I have to say, Stephen, when I am not broadcasting but watching you or Joe or somebody else, Eric Karros, Jessica Mendoza, I am voting.
Well,
Oh, yeah. Why not?
Peralta goes to his counterpart, Jolks in left. Still 2-0 lead. Tonight at Dodger Stadium.
Well, the infield that played together for so long, Garvey, Lopes, Say, and Billy Russell. It was a very special time. Peter O'Malley was there. These guys were all stars. These are iconic Dodger infield that was together for over 8 years, and it was just absolutely fantastic to see the guys. Davey Lopes was unable to attend, but he was missed roundly by all of his teammates, and others joined. Dusty Baker joined, who was part of the teams then. Fernando Valenzuela was down there. It was Steve Yeager,
Rick Monday.
It was quite a presentation and an honoring of those guys.
Can we see that graphic one more time? I just want to do the math. I need a second crack at it, because I think folks need to understand something here, especially the youngins, as Dubon fouls back strike 2. But ruling the plate presented by Burger King, showing you that there are infielders, then there's the infield for the Dodgers. I mean, that's 21 combined All-Star games.
And
21.
1973, look at the top, to 1981 together.
4 pennants, a World Series championship. And Steve Garvey was an MVP.
These are the guys, when I was a minor leaguer, would go over and just watch the games, the spring training games, because our minor league games would be over.
That's hit well, very well, into the bullpen for Mauricio Dubon. The Astros get on the board. The first run scored against Emmett Sheehan in his big league career. It's a 2-1 game.
First legitimate hit. This ball was hit, and his first legitimate hit off of Sheehan.
His 4th home run of the season. Now the deficit for Houston just 1. Astros cut the Dodgers lead in half. Strike 1 delivered to Kyle Tucker. He's 0 for his last 11. Did I speak too soon? A fly ball to right. Betts at the wall. Runs out of room. Houston goes back to back to tie the ball game at 2. Tucker up to double digits in 2023.
Hit solid, and just hit solid enough to get this to clear the fence. Mookie looking like he was preparing to make a spectacular catch at the wall, trying to time a little bit of his momentum in his leap, but just runs out of room and understands that he would have been flipping over that fence if he made that attempt and not reached it.
A brand new ball game here in the top of the 4th after the back-to-back home runs for the Astros. And Will Smith going to trot out to talk to his rookie starter.
Well, pretty much when you go to a 2-0 count after giving up back-to-back home runs, this is encouragement to say, you know what, your stuff is good enough. This is going to happen. These guys are good too. That's why they pay them over there. And just go out there and battle.
I remember talking to Ryan Dempster, former big league pitcher, and he said Struck out the first batter he faced, and he's thinking, this isn't much. And then promptly got hit pretty hard. And, for Emmett Sheehan, it basically a no-hitter to start his career between 2 games. And being reminded here in the top of the 4th that this is the big leagues world. Did you have such a moment like that?
I definitely did. I was 3 up, 3 down in my first inning in 1983 in Montreal Olympic Stadium. Got guys out like Al Oliver and Gary Carter and Tim Wallach, and then came out for the second inning with a lot less fear and a lot less adrenaline, I guess, and was knocked out of the inning within about 3-4 batters with a few back-to-back-to-back doubles. So yeah, a little different. You just find out that everybody's up here for a reason. And it can be a shock to your system because, you're cruising and you're like, this is great. This is going to be a great big league career. Everything's going well so far. Not even well. It's going amazing. And then all of a sudden the ball leaves the ballpark. Another ball leaves the ballpark. You got to walk and you're like, okay, competition time.
Pop back out of play by Yonder Diaz. DH tonight. He's been seeing more time this year as the backup catcher to Martin Maldonado, but also sliding in as the DH from time to time. He's got 812 OPS. That's what he brought coming into this game. 0-1. Another souvenir.
Fans filling in now completely after battling some of the Friday rush hour traffic. Got to leave early, leave work early. I don't want to talk down the whole workforce, but leave work early a little bit. These games move along pretty good.
In the air, left field. Peralta racing in. Will take the first out of the 4th. Join us at Dodger Stadium, and the Dodgers host the Angels on the 7th of July and the 8th of the month as well. For tickets and more information, you can go to dodgers.com/tickets. So Bregman remains on first. Here's Corey Julks.
Well-placed fastball right there at 95. Looks like it's going to be in the left-hand batter's box and just tails back to that corner. Just dots it.
Just above the zone, a little too high.
The fastball, changeup, slider combination is what he's working with. The slider, he's done a nice job today, starting it on the outer half to righties and then kind of walking them off the plate. Like that. Especially after the first pitch is that great fastball low and away. You can make then that slider look like the fastball low and away, but it goes the opposite direction.
See if Sheehan can put away Julks. Look out. He's gotten out of the way. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Lucky it didn't get the blousing of his jersey. This is where you're glad when hitters wear tight jerseys. I want the fitted jersey on all hitters. No wearing a baggy jersey.
Strike 3, swinging. Second tonight for Sheehan.
Throw just enough strikes to get them confident you're going to be in the zone and then walk them off the plate.
Two away, Jeremy Pena for the second time. He was Sheehan's first punch out tonight. .96 in the zone, 1-1.
That works. You throw pitches like that and you think, the best they're going to do is get a base hit to the opposite field.
Grounded foul. 2 strikes on Pena.
When you throw the ball 95 to 98 miles an hour and you can locate it, it gives you such a range for your errors on your other pitches, your changeup, your slider. It just builds a bigger spray pattern for you of where you can go and what you can throw. If the fastball is erratic, just high velocity but erratic with command, then it kind of hurts you a little bit as far as you have to be a little bit more pinpoint with your off-speed stuff.
Strike 3 swinging upstairs. Back-to-back Ks for Sheehan. An opponent scores a run on the Dodgers for the first time since in 24 innings. New ball game going to the bottom of the 4th. You're watching Dodgers baseball on Sportsnet LA, and it's brought to you by Nissan. At Nissan, we make cars that thrill. You can experience the thrill for yourself today. Shop NissanUSA.com. The Dodgers 2-0 lead, a race in the top of the 4th inning as the Astros get back-to-back home runs from Mauricio Dubon and Kyle Tucker. See if the Dodgers can get them back in the home half. Miguel Vargas, James Outman, and Miguel Rojas on the slate against JP France. The Houston starter who has pitched into the 7th inning in 3 consecutive starts. Did lose his last turn in Cincinnati or against Cincinnati as the Astros were swept by the surprising Reds in the great stories of 2023. Back, Maldonado not able to make a play on that beyond the net.
Be good for the Dodgers maybe to push across the run this inning and get Emmett feeling confident again. Good response to the tough inning he had.
It's a fly ball to left. Jolks. Race is over and has it. You know, we often hear about the shutdown inning after an offense scores some runs. The bounce back, get back inning.
Right, get the momentum back inning. You got to remember that the guy on the mound too is a rookie here for the Astros, a 28-year-old rookie.
And he is facing a 25-year-old rookie in James Outman, who singled and scored in the 2nd. Came home on the sac fly from Mookie Betts. There's both ribbies tonight for the Dodgers. 0-2 on Outman.
More and more guys taking their timeouts. Sometimes if they're late getting onto the on-deck circle, they take it before the bat even starts, and a lot of them take it with 2 strikes.
And with 2 strikes into center field goes Outman, who's 2 for 2.
Line drive down the right field line on a breaking ball, and this one kind of a jam sandwich that turns into a hit for him. Fastball up, ties him up a little bit inside the label of the bat, but has enough bat, and that does not break. It gets some outfield grass. This is the same pair that put first and second no out in their first time around, with Rojas's line drive back up the middle. Miggy allowed that infield hit to Maldonado, the first hit that Sheehan has given up in his big league career. Immediately when you think no-hitter and Rojas, you think Clayton Kershaw's no-hitter that he rescued. The young flying squirrel that made a great play to help Clayton get his no-hitter.
Time ever the flat circle. Miggy Rowe back in Dodger blue. That will slice out of play. Let's go into the Wayback Machine. 18th of June, 2014. Come on!
Oh, yeah.
Play with it.
Adrian Gonzalez, who now broadcasts with us, rescuing this throw, which was an outstanding throw after a very tough hop at third.
Outman takes off for second, and he will have it safely.
The more times James reaches base, the more times the Dodgers will show off their speed. Definitely a part of their game more and more as the season goes on.
James now 8 for 9 in stolen base attempts this year. In scoring position for Rojas. He waits on ball 3. And Miggy, he's batting north of 270. Go back to the 21st of May. A really slow start. He's hitting 188 up to that point. Help boost his average to now 232 you see on your screen. That's a walk for Rojas. So in different ways, the same result. Outman and Rojas get on in back-to-back fashion, just like they did in the second.
Number 83, Michael Busch.
The slug has been at the top of the order with Mookie Betts. Getting on base and setting the table has been here at the bottom of the order. Mookie has driven in both Dodger runs. One with a sac fly and one with driving in himself with the solo shot in first.
It was a walk for Michael Busch in his first appearance at the plate tonight.
There's a changeup that catches the corner, a legitimate strike, not like the one that we saw to Freddie Freeman that was wide, and then the next pitch, a breaking ball, pretty much a dead strike that they made up and called a ball.
So 1-1 the count on Busch. The first and second. That's hit well, but into the seats down the right field line.
Just out in front of that off-speed pitch. Nice pass at it.
Now the other way. That's a fair ball for Busch. The Dodgers are going to take the lead back. Outman scores. Rojas behind him. The throw home will be in time. So it'll be just a 3-2 lead for the Dodgers. But Michael Busch now 4 for 10 with runners in scoring position.
Well, 80-mile-an-hour changeup that he pulls foul down the right field line, makes a nice pass at it. Then he gets a 93-mile-an-hour fastball, and he goes the opposite way. The timing enough. You're looking for a fair ball on both sides somehow between those speeds. A little out front, the changeup, but on the fastball right there.
Top of the order with Betts. Busch getting to second on that play.
I think he'll get credit for a double and an RBI and a good relay throw by the Astros to cut down Rojas.
Fly ball to center off the bat of Betts. McCormick for the track. There's that get the momentum back inning Oral was talking about. Dodgers 3, Astros 2 as we finish the fourth. Is brought to you by Morongo Casino Resort and Spa. Less than 90 minutes from wherever you are. Good times. And by your Southern California Toyota dealers. After the Astros tied the game in the top of the fourth, the Dodgers broke that tie in the bottom half thanks to Michael Busch coming through. Base hit down the line, so a 3-2 game at the start of the fifth.
Michael Bush over there, you saw his eyes looking in the dugout, getting instructions on the depth of where they want him. Of course, they all have their positioning cards, but it's always good to cross-check with the coaches, especially when you're a youngster up here. You don't want to be in the wrong spot, so not resting on his laurels from thinking about that double and that RBI, locking right back into defense.
On a line to center fielder James Outman. Let's go down to Kirsten Watson.
Well, come to Dodger Stadium on July 6th for Tony Gonsolin Bobblehead Night presented by 76. For tickets and more information, visit Dodgers.com/promotions.
Up close look at the Tony Gonsolin bobblehead. We got a really close look at Tony Gonsolin, the human, at the top of the show, right, when Kirsten was about to deliver some information about Freddie Freeman's upcoming. Whoa!
I guess he was pretending to be a bobblehead.
Not Oral Hershiser, you stop it. Stop that right now.
Right. Somebody froze here last night, I guess, that ski cap.
I don't think it matters what the temperature is. Tony's going to have
the ski cap on.
Yeah, the toque, the beanie. Toque. What am I, Canadian? That's upstairs. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And the catcher, Martin Maldonado. Going to turn 37 later this summer. He's down swinging for the second out of the 5th. That's 3 for Emmett Sheehan.
Breaking ball, but we talked about the spray pattern on the off-speed stuff. Once you really locate the fastball, and he's gotten a few backups, hanging sliders, swung and missed that because the fastball is something they have to respect.
I got to stop counting strikeouts. That's what the last 2 broadcasts told me. That's 4 strikeouts for Emmett Sheehan. I'm going to get a text from EK in a moment. One on one on Altuve, who's 0 for 2. Pulled foul by Altuve. Count stays the same. Just the 25th game of the year for the second baseman. Missed a month and a half with a broken hand. Suffered during the World Baseball Classic. Hit right at James Outman. That's a 1-2-3 5th for Emmett Sheehan. Seems to be feeling better, like you wanted to see, Oral.
Sports Educator Sweepstakes. 8 lucky winners will win a $50 gift certificate from Shakey's Pizza, of course, plus a teaching kit. Enter online at spectrumeducator.com.
John Anthony just tracking that fan in the Freeman uniform as Freddie Freeman leads off the bottom of the 5th. 2 hits away from 2,000 in his career. Struck out in the first, flew out in the second. And then grounded out to second in the 5th.
Catcher, Will Smith.
Pair of fly ball outs for Will. You touched on it earlier, Or, with J.P. France being a 28-year-old rookie. As that's going to be a souvenir and a second strike on Smith. He had a really tough year in 2019 pitching in high A ball. And after that season, France was ready to walk away from the game professionally. He was done. But he got a phone call from his wife, Jessica. Then they were just dating. But Jessica, on that phone call, convinced him to keep going. And after that, committed himself to working, developed a cutter to add to his arsenal. Now streamlined his delivery, tried to tighten things up a little bit more. You jump to May 6th of this year. After the Astros lost Luis Garcia, he makes his debut. Smith flies out. 2 down.
There's a lot of different junctures in life where you need somebody else's support. And that was in the nick of time for him as far as his baseball career.
A single and a strikeout for J.D. Martinez this evening. Behind 0-2. He now has 17 strikeouts his last 38 plate appearances in the last 10 games now. He does have a hit in 6 consecutive games. Waves at strike 3. France quickly gets through the Dodgers in the 5th, but LA still leads by 1. Inning when finally somebody got to Emmett Sheehan. That was Mauricio Dubon and Kyle Tucker in back-to-back fashion. And from a 2-0 game to a 2-2 game in a flash, but the Dodgers picked Emmett up and continue to lead 3-2 in the 6th. Action in the Dodger bullpen. Yency Almonte.
Dodger bullpen would like to make up for their outing in Sheehan's first game. That's where he looked like he should leave with a W, but they ended up giving it up.
Bouncer over the head of Sheehan to Vargas at second. Nice play for the first out.
You're warming up in that bullpen tonight. You're kind of like, we owe him one, guys. We owe him one. If he gives us a lead, let's keep it for him. Get him his first big league victory.
The Dodgers brought a 21 inning scoreless run into this series. And after the 3 scoreless frames from Sheehan tonight, got up to 24 before that 4th inning. And those home runs from Dubon and Tucker.
Well, it's been maddening for the guys in the pen, maddening a little bit for the guys in the rotation at times that they can't go deep enough to protect the pen. And so that workload down there for the pen has been very strong. But they have been a little bit inconsistent, and they're a very proud group that has a tremendous amount of ability that wants to build some more consistency in what they're doing, and I think they're on the right path. I think this hot streak that they were on these last innings and before they come into this game is starting to build a lot of confidence and show them what they can do well.
Foul back by Tucker, 1-2. And that bullpen group has had some meetings, some conversations, nothing too crazy, just an open forum for anybody who wanted to speak up and talk about the rough stretch. And they all say, look, a couple of executed pitches here and there, and,
Exactly.
and you're talking about that stretch in a different light, but that's what the game is. Did he?
It's just a different length of rope. When you're a starting pitcher, there's some room there. There's some equity and time that you can have a bad inning and you can give up some runs, but you can give your team a chance to win still and hand it to the bullpen. But the bullpen, they're on a very shorter, tight rope.
Tucker goes the other way. Peralta tracks it.
It can get very feast or famine down there as far as work and rest. Sometimes you get a little spent because you get used a little too much. Sometimes you don't get enough. There can be some rust, but you know what? They learn to live with it and they learn to deal with it. And it's a great camaraderie down there in a pen because everybody is living in that same world. So it's a great support system.
Base is empty, 2 out. Alex Bregman for the 3rd time. He has a pair of walks this evening. And though right now he has this 2nd worst average of his career and a career low OPS, he remains a hitter who can take his base here and there. Swings at the first pitch and grounds out to short. Sheehan rolls through the 6th. We roll to a break. We'll be right back to Dodger Stadium afterwards.
Presented by Cadillac. With the 2023 U.S. Open being played here in Los Angeles, a group of players including Mookie Betts and Shelby Miller spend an off day testing their own golf skills. Don't miss Backstage Dodgers tonight.
Wouldn't for the world. And yeah, a spoiler, Mookie's good at it. Emmett Sheehan handshakes and hugs from Dave Roberts through 6 innings, 87 pitches. Some love from Tony Gonsolin and Clayton Kershaw as well. Gave up his first hits and first runs as a big leaguer, but that's a quality start.
That's a quality start. 6 innings. That's, in this generation, a really good, nice job. And now he has 12 innings in the big leagues and only given up 2 runs. It's a very nice start to a career. Oh yeah, only 3 hits too.
And in line for a win. As the Dodgers up 3-2 on the Astros. David Peralta fouls away the first pitch at the bottom of the 6th.
It's such a different equation for the bullpen if the starter can go 6. Now you're talking about possibly 3 quality relievers coming in, each taking down an inning to post the W, maybe post a couple of holds and a save. And so it is set up perfectly from that young man.
I hear pro ball players say all the time, like, the gap between AAA and the big leagues is bigger than everybody thinks. Well, Emmett here just skipped the whole 3A thing right to the show and has shown that he belongs.
Most people in AA have big league ability. It really, from AA to AAA to the big leagues, it's all about how consistent you are with your ability. There is some development still going on, some refinement, maybe from AA to AAA, where you're bringing along your 3rd pitch, maybe your 4th pitch. But once you get to AA and you start to refine your mechanics and your repeatability and your mental outlook and scouting report studying, all of a sudden that jump is big. But you can feel like you're ready for it, especially when you get this early success that he's had.
Michael Grove. Saw Yency Almonte warming earlier. Now it's Grove. Just a few days ago, everybody thought he would be the bulk guy for the Dodgers in the Freeway Series. Didn't have to appear in that bullpen game on Wednesday, which 7 Dodgers relievers teamed up for a 2nd straight shutout of the Angels. The 2-2 to Peralta. Battles to stay alive. France's 7th to Peralta. Ripped to right and hangs up for Tucker.
Second base, Miguel Vargas.
Bowling in the dirt to Miguel Vargas. Trying to get on the score sheet tonight. 0 for 2. Put an exclamation point on the last game against the Angels. His first home run since June 7th. 7th of the year. 11-game drought. And may not seem like much from the outside. You know, it's just a solo home run, and a 2-0 shutout win, but you have to remember the context where the game was in that 9th inning. The Angels had their big guns coming up in the bottom half of the inning. So that solo home run felt like a lot more for the Dodgers.
It's a lot more for the guy who's going to be on the mound. The pitch selection, the execution. This gives you a little bit of a net.
0 for 3 now is Vargas after grounding out to second base. Inside the box score brought to you by your Lexus dealers. James Outman, 2 for 2, 2 singles, 2 runs, and the stolen base.
2 different pitches. He hit the breaking ball. He hit the up fastball. A couple of pitches that they are trying. And 7, 8, and 9, the bottom of this order, really helping this offense out.
And that has been a topic of conversation throughout the year for the Dodgers. How I want to avoid leaning so heavily on the first 4 guys, depending on the iteration of the lineup. Looking for some more production from the bottom half. Seen it tonight. 2-0 on Outman.
You have with Mookie Betts and Freddie Freeman and Will Smith, and then Max Muncy being down right now, losing that pop, it puts a little bit more, not pressure, but emphasis on the bottom of the order.
Outman 3 for 3, a broken bat base hit into center.
He's gone from barrel to label to broken bat, but gotten 3 hits. The barrel was the line drive down the right field line. The jam shot was the single to center. And this one actually a little farther up the bat, but strikes it in a way that maybe it had a hairline fracture if that's the same bat, because that one kind of exploded in his hand, but got the same results.
He's on with 2 out. Miguel Rojas.
Doesn't get cheated.
We talked about this hot stretch for Miggy Rowe. I mean, it's tied to getting after the fastball. And Rojas shoots one to right field. Outman and Rojas tied at the hip this evening.
They're not hitting it hard, at least in this inning, but they're hitting it in the right place. Cue shot off the end of the bat. Outman's in on the handle, breaks his bat. I don't know if this bat is broken, but you can chalk it up like a pool cue. That's about where he hit it on the end.
Is that Le'Veon Rowe from Dieter Rule for Miggy Rowe?
That's up to you.
I put myself out there. I'll have to ask Dieter after the game. But right now, I want to remind you that we've got something special coming up. You can celebrate Independence Day when the Dodgers host the Pittsburgh Pirates. Stay after the game because there will be a fireworks show presented by California Pizza Kitchen. You get your tickets at Dodgers.com/tickets. Michael Busch has been up 2 times and reached both times. Walked in the second. RBI single in the 4th. Nearly had a 2-run single. But Rojas was thrown out at the plate.
We talked about Miguel Vargas' solo home run that gave the Dodgers some breathing room in Anaheim. The RBI here. Busch has put him ahead, but they'd like to get some more breathing room with this at bat.
Ryan Stanek. Strike 2 called just above the zone. 1-2.
Sticking with a couple off-speed pitches, the changeup that he pulled foul in the last at bat was the pitch before, and then that breaking ball, remembering that he hit the fastball down the third base line for that double. Are they going to stay soft? They do.
They get Busch swinging. Throw down the first to make it official. So the Dodgers strand a pair. Dodgers baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by Carl's Jr. The Diablo Burger is back. My Rewards members can get a single for just $6.66 on the Carl's Jr. app. Well, Oral, we got to look back at start number 2 for Emmett Sheehan against the Houston Astros as his night is done. 6 full innings, 2 earned on 3 hits, 2 of them being solo home runs, struck out 4, walked a pair. Time for Who's In, Who's Out, brought to you by In-N-Out. Michael Grove is now in, taking over for Sheehan.
Michael Grove taking over, wanting to have a good solid outing, picking up his buddy. They've got 2 rookies have come up here and trying to make an impact at the big league level. Emmett Sheehan really did a nice job. Statistically, we talked about it from his first outing, how the strike percentage was down, whether it was in the zone or first pitch strikes. Well, tonight, much better with first pitch strike, much better in the zone. Yes, he gave up a couple of home runs and 3 hits, but the effectiveness was still there. And he's starting to really build into this early part of his career.
That's a pop-up off the bat of Diaz. 1 out in the 7th. The bullpen lately, Oral. Those numbers highlighted in yellow, they will play. Last 3 games, 12 1/3, nada.
Well, they want to ride it like a wave, and the good thing about that, when you have a bullpen game and all different parts of your bullpen are coming in and feeling good about their last outing, you just want to build that momentum down there and just keep handing the baton to the next guy. Keep doing the job. Excellent first pitch curveball there from Michael Grove.
Well, bouncer to the left side. Rojas runs in and makes out number 2 official. Kirsten with more on Michael Grove.
Yeah, well, the plan for Michael this go round is that he's kind of going to be that guy who will fill in different spots. Dave today wanted to get him out there just due to the time since his last start in AAA. So he wanted to get him out there, get some, take down the rest of this game likely because he can take down the bulk of the innings. But he's a guy who we may see him come out of the bullpen, but he also could start if the situation asks for it. We're going to see how things play out in this next week when it comes to Michael, guys.
We shall see for the 26-year-old Grove, who fires a strike to Jeremy Pena. He's been battling the home run ball this month.
You start landing a first pitch curveball and that last pitch, the first pitch slider, you start to put the hitter on his heels. And so you gain a lot of respect. And of course, you make your fastball look a lot better. Off-speed stuff for strikes gives you a bigger spray pattern with the fastball. Fastball accuracy gives you a bigger spray pattern with your breaking stuff. Usually you need to have one or the other.
Pena narrowly avoids his 3rd strikeout of the night. For now, count stays 0-2.
If you got precision with more than 1 pitch, even up to 3, that's when you really dominate. And it's like, it's easy to pitch. So you're pitching like a video game player. But when you have 1 that's precise, then you can balance it out with some average other pitches.
Ball 1 tails away.
1 pitch to compete, 2 to win, 3 to dominate. Too tough on the hitter when you got 3.
And he pulls it foul. Another 1-2 on the way from Grove. Oh, perfectly placed for strike 3.
97 at the knees. This works.
Dodgers baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by BMW, the ultimate driving machine. See a Southern California BMW Center today for exceptional offers, or you can visit SoCalBMW.com. Houston Astros visiting the Los Angeles Dodgers, which means the Dodgers get to visit with an old friend, Johnny B. Baker. But everybody knows him as simply Dusty. In the World Series managing the Astros in 2022, won a World Series as a player with the Dodgers in 1981.
He is a great man. I love Dusty. Got to play for him one year. Was not really his teammate. I was just a rookie coming up when he was a star. But, Dusty Baker is unique, eccentric, and wonderful to be around.
A true renaissance man
Sure
in
is.
this game of baseball. Was drafted by Atlanta in 1967. Debuted in '68 as a 19-year-old, debuting against the Astros. 8 years in an Atlanta uniform, saw some things, including one historic home run hit against the Dodgers, that being off the bat of the late great Henry Aaron in 1974. And then Dusty, 8 years in Dodger blue, one with the Giants, a couple with the A's. Two-time All-Star, 2 Silver Sluggers, a Gold Glove. Look out, Mookie. And he was a part of the pregame festivities as the infield. Was honored here at Dodger Stadium. Garvey, Lopes.
Russell and Say. And I love the way you said the infield. I think that should be in caps. Peter O'Malley, the owner at the time, of course. Dusty, Fernando, Steve Yeager.
And Mo.
Yep.
3 balls, 2 strikes. Ryan Stanek has come out of the Houston bullpen. Had a terrific 2022. 1.15 ERA in 59 appearances. It's the second best ERA among all relievers last season. Fights off the 3-2. That's his 1 for 2. Homer leading off the game. Made it 2-0 with a sac fly in the second and flew out to center in the fourth. Strike 3 called.
This pitch had some width. Might have just nicked the corner. Framed very well back there to make it look like a strike. It looks like it might just catch the edge.
Freddie 0 for tonight. Went around strike 1, Junior Valentine.
Stanek's breaking ball is electric. When you get Freddie Freeman and Mookie Betts kind of looking at it like, what was that a little bit? It's telling you it's got some serious movement and deception.
1-2. And while Stanek is pitching in an Astros uniform now, made a name for himself with the Tampa Bay Rays when they rolled out the opener. Kind of blew away everybody around baseball. Wait, what are the Rays doing? It was Stanek who had the assignment. He strikes out Mookie and Freddie in back-to-back fashion in the bottom of the 7th.
He's effectively wild in the strike zone a lot of times, where the ball has the same spin, but it does different breaks. Breaks according to its spin. Sometimes it'll back up. Sometimes it'll go straight down. Oh yeah, then he can throw almost 100. But it's a herky-jerky, uncomfortable 100. You see a delivery like this, and you can't get completely confident and comfortable in the box.
98 fouled back by Will.
Those kind of mechanics make it look like the ball could get away from the pitcher. And all it takes is one to get away, and you go, oh, that loosened you up.
And it's 1-1. Below the zone, 2 balls and a strike.
Going to jump at you, and then it's a lot of elbow, and then the big over-the-top motion.
Count even. Now, came into the series on milestone watch for Freddie, and at this point, 0 for 4. Maybe watching on either Fox, who has Saturday's game, or ESPN on Sunday, if he's to reach the 2,000 hit plateau at home, which is something that he wanted to do.
Stanek delivery, it's almost like the light turns green and he's the first car at the intersection, and by the time he gets across the intersection, he hits the gas really hard. He just kind of starts in idle, and then all of a sudden, okay, I'll hit the gas now. Boom, here I come, right at you. It gives you 2 different rhythms.
Spoken like somebody who's taught a teenager or two to drive. 3-2.
Takes the foot off the brake, starts the leg kick, and then jumps on it.
Trying to hear his pitch gong.
The Dodger Stadium fans have done that to a lot of relievers near the end of the game, that all of a sudden they've got to adjust their volume. And now they've got the wave going here at Dodger Stadium. So when that wave of sound comes around from the first base dugout through behind home plate and then across the Dodger dugout, that sound is going to get in the way of pitch comp. It's going to be too loud when it's in center field. It's going to be just loud enough when that wave's behind home plate.
Here we go with the 3-2. Oh, we're going to have to do it again.
He's on 3 days rest, and 3 days rest coming off a third of an inning where he only had to throw 1 pitch. So 18 pitches is work that he needs. And Will is making him work. Will's been up there long enough that you can remember to vote for him for the All-Star game. We need another promo.
Pitch number 9 from Stanek. Smith, base hit into right field.
All-Star performance. Saw Miguel Rojas go this way on a breaking ball at the end of his bat. Will hits this one on the barrel and shoots it right through.
The last time we did a game together was in Philadelphia, when at the time JD Martinez was the hottest hitter in baseball. He's 1 for 3 tonight. And that was the last game in which he homered, his 16th of the year. He's sitting on that number.
Chased a breaking ball in his last at bat. Stanek has had a few breaking balls that have backed up on him. If he does the JT and leaves above the waist, he'll plant it in those left field bleachers. JD does not miss the hangers very often.
Freddie 2 hits from 2000. JD 2 homers from 300. Three balls, no strikes.
Definitely has the green light, and definitely probably sitting on the cheese looking for 99.
got 98 right down the chute. Strike one.
That just fooled him a little bit. It looked like he was not going to swing.
He does swing 3-1. It will tail into the seats.
That was so close to being hit really well. That was a little bit of a hanger. Just had enough break on it to get it off the barrel of the bat. JD is real close to being all over this pitch. That pitch and that swing might force him to throw a fastball right here.
Another 3-2 count. Strike three, swinging on 99, up and out of the zone. So 3 strikeouts for Stanek. This weekend, Saturday, Sunday here at Dodger Stadium, both slated for 4 p.m. starts. Saturday on Fox, Sunday on ESPN. Off day Monday, then the Dodgers hit the road. First in Colorado, then it's on to Kansas City. First pitch of the 8th inning, grounded to Rojas, deep in the hole, throws across to retire McCormick. So in the 7th, Michael Grove's first inning of work, he ended it with a strikeout of Jeremy Pena. So that's now 5 now for the Dodgers staff. 5 more. Everyone gets a free Jumbo Jack tomorrow. Jack in the Box in the LA area. Just buy a large drink.
So what you're saying is they got to strike out every hitter for the rest of this game if it ends with this 3-2 score.
Yes.
Well, let's go.
You sign up for it?
I do.
I do too.
Caleb Ferguson signing up for it down there in the pen, loosening up, maybe getting ready for Kyle Tucker, who's 4 hitters away.
Number 9 hitter for the Astros, Martin Maldonado, held up on ball 1. I think something of note for Michael Grove the last 2 innings, Oral, is how he's gotten the first batter out in each frame. Because as we've seen this year, he's had issues, whether it be with walks or giving up hits to start innings, and then you're working from the stretch. You're working with stress and leverage. Maldonado turns on one, and that's going to hook foul.
Yeah, you know, there's so many equations that lean you towards this is where successful pitching is. The first pitch strike, the 1-1 pitch that turns it to 1-2 instead of 2-1, getting the first batter out that you face, getting a key strikeout every once in a while when they can score a run with, moving a runner up 90 feet or moving a runner over 90 feet, getting them out to the correct side of the field. So those are the little things you analyze. Your stuff, your mechanics, but also the different strategies that you execute. For Michael, for me, that's last slider, and we've seen a couple in this inning. Sometimes his best stuff is sharp, but it's out of the zone. His first inning, his breaking balls were sharp, but they were in the zone. But those sliders there, they start a ball and end up a ball. They're really sharp, and they have great spin rate and great break, but we've got to get them in the competitive slot. In the minor leagues, you're going to get some hitters that chase those because they're just aggressive and they're intimidated by the great velocity that he has and the arm speed. But at the big league level, the intimidation factor goes down. They watch the ball a little bit longer.
Don't want to walk Martin Maldonado. That's exactly what Michael Grove did. So the potential tying run on base for the Astros. Strike 1 to Jose Altuve.
This is a huge emotional at bat for the Dodger Stadium fans.
For a number of reasons. That's grounded to short. And it will be 2. Altuve goes 6-4-3. Grove and the Dodgers go back to the dugout, still leading 3-2.
Boos at the correct time and cheers at the correct time.
Dodgers baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by Jack in the Box. Introducing Snoop's Munchie Meal. Available for a limited time only at Jack in the Box. Dodgers 3, Astros 2. Fans vibing to CeeLo Green. There's the bottom of the 8th kicks off. The Dodgers will face Hector Neris out of the Astro bullpen. Veteran righty Oral, he's put in a lot of work the last couple years.
He sure has. That 1.2 ERA this year, that 176 average, continuing to find success. Mostly fastball, sinker, also, and a slider.
After the game, you know it's going to be John Hartung, Jerry Harrison Jr., and Nomar Garciaparra on Access Sportsnet Dodgers. Jerry, you don't even blink, do you? Oh, no, he did.
When we had sound with those teases, Nomar never talked. And now that we don't have sound with the teases, I see Nomar talking all the time.
Nomson, he knows how to play the game.
He does. Yeah. He has a very dry sense of humor sometimes.
0-2 is David Peralta for the swinging strike. Brusdar Graterol preparing for the 9th inning. It'll be 2, 3, and 4. The Astros, Dubon, Tucker, and Bregman. So LA efforting some insurance in the bottom of the 8th. Getting into the second half of the lineup. Easy ground ball to Altuve. After the 8th consecutive win for the Dodgers over the Angels on Wednesday, it's now 2 in a row, trying to make the win streak official. All right, you say 3 is when you start counting, correct? Or you take 2?
I start counting after 0 to get to 1, but I know what you're saying.
I need to stop counting.
When do you start counting, Oral? I've got Steven all choked up. Literally. I got you on this one.
Take it.
I hope you haven't lost your voice, because I am not real good at play-by-play.
Let's find out.
Oh, no.
Okay, I'm faking it now.
All right.
I could have committed to that bit longer, but yeah. 2 down. James Outman.
We're not going to give away jumbo jacks tonight unless this goes into extra innings. James Outman looking for a little insurance right here. Get that tack-on run. And if we see Brusdar, though, he is definitely strikeout capable, but definitely want him to have run prevention #1 in his mind.
James did go around. 2nd inning, single, and scored. 4th inning, single, stole a base, scored. 6th inning, single. So Outman is tree for tree.
And if you're thinking, has he had a 4-hit night? He has. He's had one April 22nd against the Cubs.
Pair of home runs in that one. We remember it well. A 1-1 from Neris. Strike 2 called. Strike 3 swinging. Neris got some help in that AB against Outman. So to the 9th we go. Dodgers got a bazooka coming in. Brought to you by your Southern California Volkswagen dealers. Mookie Betts starting things off the right way. Leadoff home run number 7 in 2023. 1-0 Dodgers after that point. He made it 2-0 with a sac fly in the 2nd. The Astros tied the game on back-to-back home runs from Dubon and Tucker in the 4th. Dodgers took the lead right back in the home half of the inning, thanks to that man, Michael Busch. The game has remained 3-2. So right now, top of the 9th inning, Brusdar Graterol. Hey, isn't that Wednesday's starter?
We're going from opener to closer. And that is Wednesday's starter, where he did so well. And so pick up right where you left off, young man. Don't look at the scoreboard. Don't look at what inning it is. Just do the job.
2 scoreless with 3 strikeouts and a walk against the Angels on Wednesday. Got his first W in 2023. Back on May 3rd. And then on June 21st, got his first start. Dubon. 1-1. His leadoff home run in the 4th was his 4th of the season. 16 driven in. Grounded to Busch at 3rd.
3 fastballs, 3 with outstanding movement. Almost chasing him in there, where he had to kind of bail to try and get the barrel on that ball. Brusdar with the ground out.
Right fielder, number 30, Kyle Tucker.
Now the degree of difficulty gets turned up a little bit. I say that with respect to Mauricio Dubon, who's had a really nice 2023, but Kyle Tucker, different hitter profile, bounces the first pitch to Vargas at 2nd. 2 down.
Smooth at second base. Miguel Vargas, you can just see in his body language and the rhythm of all of his plays now. The range has increased, the confidence has increased, and he just looks very sure-handed at second base now. Just very routine, and you can see there is no panic and a whole bunch of rhythm making that play.
Bregman fouls back 98. 2 walks and a ground out in this series opener. A bouncer to short. 3 groundouts. 3 wins in a row for the Dodgers.
A start and now a save for Graterol. Congratulations, Emmett Sheehan, with his first major league victory. A great way for the Dodgers to leave the gallows last night. Listen to Usher, and then usher in a win tonight.
Yeah, Laurel. Well done. That's how we close things out on this Friday night. Almost firework time. Victory formation right now. James Outman 3 for 3. Emmett Sheehan gets his first big league win. A 3-2 final at Dodger Stadium. For Ora Hershiser, Kirsten Watson, and our outstanding crew headed up by Mike Levy, I'm Stephen Nelson. Thanks so much for watching this first game. The next 2 will be on Fox and ESPN respectively. After a break, you get access Sportsnet Dodgers.